Brie Garcia has recently been going through a particularly challenging time as she grapples with the emotional toll of her sister Nikki's ongoing divorce from her estranged husband Artem Chigvintsev. On a recent episode of their popular podcast, Nikki Brie, the former WWE star, who gained fame wrestling under the name Brie Bella alongside her sister, opened up about the immense emotional strain she has been feeling. In a rare moment of vulnerability, she admitted to her listeners that the recent events have left her deeply troubled and sleepless as she struggled to cope with the overwhelming feelings brought on by the situation. During the Friday episode, Brie got candid about the toll the emotional turbulence has taken on her, even though it isn't her own personal trauma she's been dealing with directly. She expressed how the events surrounding her sister have stirred up profound sadness within her, and she's been battling intense emotions as she tries to support Nikki. Reflecting on her recent sleepless nights, Brie shared, "I have felt sadness in ways that maybe death could compare. I literally have lost sleep. I lay in my bed with my eyes open and I just think and I think of so many different things." Her voice carried a deep sense of distress as she admitted that one of her major thoughts has been, how can I fix things and how can I help? Despite feeling a strong urge to help, Brie confessed that she has come to realize the limitations of her ability to fix the situation. In a moment of self-awareness, she acknowledged that the trauma she's been struggling with is not her own but rather that of someone she loves dearly, her sister, Nikki. "When you're trying to hold it together, trauma is a different beast," she said, conveying the emotional complexity of the situation. "I've looked at trauma in the face over the last week, and it has been so hard. But you realize it's not your trauma, especially if you're not the one dealing with it. It's not for you to fix." This admission underscores the emotional burden that often accompanies watching a loved one suffer, even when you're not directly involved. The Bella twins, Brie and Nikki, have long shared a close bond, both personally and professionally. They rose to fame together in WWE, becoming household names in the wrestling world. Their bond has always seemed unbreakable, but Brie's recent reflections on their podcast reveal just how challenging it can be to watch someone so close to you go through a painful and public ordeal. Brie's words reflect the anguish of a sister who wishes she could do more, but is coming to terms with the fact that some situations are beyond her control. Nikki's divorce from Artem Chigvintsev has been a particularly difficult chapter in her life, and the latest developments have only added to the complexity of the situation. Nikki and Artem, who share a 4-year-old son named Mateo, have been going through a highly publicized separation, with the proceedings taking a particularly dramatic turn in recent months. Most recently, Nikki was granted a restraining order against Artem after months of escalating tensions. This followed a domestic violence incident in August, where Artem was arrested for allegedly attacking Nikki. In her court filings, Nikki detailed the harrowing events that took place in their Napa Valley, California home. She claimed that Artem tackled her multiple times and pinned her to the ground while their child was present, according to reports from TMZ. The gravity of the situation was further emphasized by Nikki's request for full custody of their young son, Mateo, as part of the ongoing legal battle. The fact that their child was present during the altercation only adds another layer of emotional complexity and concern for everyone involved, especially for Nikki as a mother trying to protect her son. The divorce proceedings have been fraught with tension, and both parties have filed for restraining orders against each other. In Artem's filing, he alleged that it was Nikki who was the aggressor during their altercation. His legal team has presented photos of injuries he sustained during the domestic dispute as part of his defense against Nikki's claims. Artem's attorney, Ilona Antonian, issued a statement in which she explained that her client had reached out to law enforcement on the day of the incident, August 29th, seeking protection from what he described as his wife's persistent aggression. According to Artem's side of the story, while he was on the phone with the police, Nikki allegedly made a pointed and concerning statement, telling him, "Do you understand where this is going now, Artem? You just ruined my career, and you know it." This accusation has further complicated the already contentious divorce proceedings, as both parties continue to dispute the events leading up to the domestic violence incident. With each side presenting a different version of events, the legal battle over custody, restraining orders, and the division of assets is likely to be drawn out over the coming months, placing further strain on Nikki and her family. For Brie, watching her sister go through this ordeal has clearly been an emotional roller coaster. The close-knit nature of their relationship means that Nikki's pain is felt deeply by Brie, even though she isn't directly involved in the divorce proceedings. The strain of trying to support her sister while dealing with her own emotions has clearly taken a toll on Brie, as she continues to navigate her role in this difficult situation. As Nikki and Artem's divorce continues to play out in the public eye, it remains to be seen how the situation will ultimately be resolved. Both sides are clearly entrenched in their positions, and the involvement of their young son, Matteo, adds a significant emotional dimension to the proceedings. For Nikki, the road ahead looks challenging, but with the support of her sister Brie and other loved ones, she will undoubtedly continue to fight for what she believes is best for her and her son. Meanwhile, Brie's reflections on the Nikki Brie podcast offer a window into the emotional toll that supporting a loved one through trauma can take, even for those who seem strong on the outside.